And while I have my own agenda, which I've discussed before, I do have an agenda behind me addressing these topics. I don't have malice towards the people who I'm calling out as fake naturals. I don't have, and this is where people get mad at me, because even though I discuss this, I don't have a moral issue with them cheating on their drug tests. I really fucking don't. They're doing what they have to do to succeed at their sport and put food on their table. That makes them a fucking champion. And I don't care if they cheat or not. The cheating is irrelevant to me. To me, in any sport, you do whatever the fuck you have to do to win. And I don't care how morally reprehensible any person considers it to be. If you don't do it, you're not going to fucking win because someone else will. And that's what sports are. They're the ultimate competition. So I have no moral issue there. The reason it needs to be highlighted in the issue I do have with these people is, one, they're setting a false expectation for their viewers and their fans. Now, it's very well possible that they might be that rare genetic freak. There's probably 10 or 15 of the guys in the natural pros who are winning top level shows who are that true rare genetic freak, but there's not 200 of them in natural pro bodybuilding. And the problem is that if that person then tells the average Joe that they can obtain what they have naturally, they are lying just as much as the guy who's using 3 grams of gear. Because they have no more chance of obtaining that naturally than they do obtaining the enhanced physique naturally, because it's outside of their reach. So they are just as big of a liar if they're telling people that they can do it that way, or if they're trying to peddle supplements and trying to sell products and bullshit that they know won't get the normal person there. Their genetics got them there. They worked hard and ate with discipline and had a disciplined, regimented lifestyle combined with ridiculous genetics, and that's how they got there. It has nothing to do with those products they're selling, or oftentimes the programs that they're selling and all these supplements and the bullshit. But the thing is, we also have guys who are using drugs, and they know it's the drugs that got them there, and they're trying to peddle and promote supplements. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I think 90 to 95% of the supplements in the industry are complete bullshit. They're snake oil. They do not have good science backing their results. Or if they do produce results, the results are so minor that they're not worth $5 a month. They might give you an extra ounce of muscle over the next 10 years. So they're practically irrelevant. But that is what needs to be highlighted, is that people are giving others false expectations, and they're selling them bad information, they're selling them bad products, and claiming that those things got them there. When in reality, at the end of the day, most supplements are nothing more than supplements to your diet to make up for weak links in your diet. And if you really and truly wanted to put in the effort, you could still get all the benefits from those supplements just by changing the way you eat. But it's not always convenient for everyone, and I think most of us use at least some supplements because it's just, quite frankly, convenient. But they're not magic or miracles, and they're often promoted that way by the people in the natural bodybuilding industry. And I personally feel that natural bodybuilding only exists and has any sponsorship or money in it at all to even have these shows because the supplement companies use this. It's the only reason it even exists, in my opinion, is to sell people products. Now, the athletes competing might not feel that way, but the organizers and all the power behind it feels that way. So, at the end of the day, since it doesn't matter if you are natural or not, if you don't compete, what I would tell you is what I always tell people: since you don't know if that person got to where they are by having insane genetics that you don't have, or if they got there by using drugs that you're not willing to use, or in doses that you're not willing to use them, even if you are enhanced, don't compare yourself to other people. Unless you are going to compete against that person, there's no need for you to compare yourself to them or use them to an ideal. Achieve your own goals, be the best you can be, and hell, it might turn out that you could surpass them because you are that rare genetic freak. And maybe, just maybe, you will outwork them and have slightly better genetics and surpass them, so then using them as an example is a waste of time. as your benchmark, and outside of that, you've got to consider the other factors. It's a waste of time to use others as your benchmark. You don't have their genetics, you don't have their structure, their insertions, their muscle fiber composition. Stop using other people as your goal physiques or your goal performance in your sport. Use yourself, compete against yourself, do the best you can every single day. Improve yourself every single day. And then you have something worthwhile and something to be proud of. If you can do that for the next 5 years, if you can be better at what you're trying to do tomorrow than you were today for the next 5 years, you will achieve your potential. And that is something to be proud of. And that is something that you should look up to and something that you should desire, not these other individuals. Now, at the end of the day, if these people are putting out good information, sure, you can still use that information. If you want to use them as motivation, that's great also if you're using it in a positive way, but don't let them sell you products or bullshit and make you buy programs that probably are not going to work for you very well and waste your money on their products and supplements. Use them as motivation, but don't use them as goals. Use them for information, but not as something that you can buy. And that's my advice to you, and a lot of that is why I do discuss this topic and do this. It's not out of malice. I don't actually dislike these people for it. The only one that I really harp on is because he reacted to me back with malice, and I think it's funny as fuck. Alright guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you next time.